Hey guys, it's Guy from theScore eSports, and today I'm with Zikzlol of CLG. Now, I want to ask you about your coaching style. What is it, if anything?
Everything's really focused on teamwork. So if anyone has a more solo play, like they think for themselves and not like exactly for the team and what will benefit the team, then we usually make them stray away from those kinds of thoughts so that we can all be on the same page and we can focus on what will help the team overall rather than just themselves.
Now, I want to ask you about you personally. You've grown, if anything. You were the analyst, now you're the coach. What have you improved on, and what have you changed from, if anything?
I wouldn't say that my duties necessarily changed too much. I do a lot of goal setting now, I guess, as opposed to before where other people used to do it, and now I have a higher focus on draft. But overall, I wouldn't say that too much changed. It's just my title has changed.
Last night, you guys hit TSM on the dynamic queue. Do you ever take any strategies from that game when you play against them to maybe into the pro games?
Well, you can always see individual tendencies from like the enemy team. But that game in particular, I don't really think so. I think we've had more games to research than just that dynamic queue to see individual problems with TSM's players. So.
Now, I want to ask about CLG. I know that they have a very strong early game. Do you ever prioritize that, if anything?
Yeah, we put actually a ton of priority into making sure we know what side of the map should play safe, what side should play aggressive, and just overall execution of our early game plan.
Now, you guys actually brought in Huhi and Stixay for this split. Is there anything that you had to, talk to them about? I know they have a huge, void to fill in, if anything.
I think overall the team didn't change too much because shot calling is probably the most important thing when it comes to a team. If you don't have a really good shot caller, then the team kind of crumbles apart. That's why I see TSM as right now a weaker team because they focus so much on mechanical, like individual skill, and not so much the shot calling aspect. So replacing the mechanical roles, so let's say top lane, mid, AD carry, is less overall impactful than it is to change out the shot calling role.
Now, I want to ask about Huhi. I know that he was on the bench for a while, and now that you guys have brought him in to the game, is there anything that he's changed, anything that he's brought onto the table?
I think he brings on a more, team play aspect to the game. He's more willing to sacrifice for his team than I'd say Pobelter was in the past. He was more individualistic, try to lane and get as much CS as possible, while Jay is thinking constantly, how can I roam, how can I help the team so that we can win the game as a whole.
Now, I want to ask about Stixay. A lot of the players on CLG have said that he's very similar to Doublelift. Do you agree with that perspective, or is Stixay a little different from Doublelift?
I think Stixay is just like Doublelift. He's very, very individually, mechanically skilled, but he still has a lot of the knowledge game to work on. And we've been steadily working on that as the split goes on, and you have essentially seen that progress throughout our games. So the early games, he was often getting caught out in the early game because he doesn't know exactly where to be. But that's improved drastically since we've been focusing on it. So I think right now, yeah, he's turning into a better Doublelift, if not a better Doublelift already.
Is there anything that you want to tell the CLG fans or anyone who's watching right now?
Thanks for all the support. It's not easy losing two pretty big members of our identity from the team. So it's really good that you guys stuck along. And also thanks to our sponsors, DX Racer, iBuyBauer, Twitch, and Razer.